For my third hour-long challenge, I decided to engage in an activity that was a bit different than those that I had done previously. Considering the fact that I had taken French for 5 years, all throughout middle school and high school, I decided that this would be a perfect opportunity to speak the language with native speakers for the first time. Although I haven't spoken the language formally for a number of years since I finished taking French my junior year of high school, I knew that I still remained, fairly aware of really basic phrases and commonly used words. Nevertheless, I was also exceptionally anxious to use my French language capabilities, especially in an environment like this where most people are native and fluent French speakers. And in addition to that, I'm just much more comfortable speaking my native language, English, especially if somebody else can, essentially understand what I'm trying to convey. The primary reason that I decided that I should try and complete this task is due to the fact that I think everyone should try and learn a language other than their native language. And the best way to learn and practice a new language is to use it in a fairly immersive environment. Furthermore, I also find this task to be valuable in that it shows respect if you attempt to speak in another language rather than expecting others to accommodate you and speak English when in another country. Thus, I decided that I would attempt to speak French to a number of service employees throughout my day. In one particular encounter, I began speaking in French as I attempted to order a drink at a small snack. I noticed that the woman began to politely smile as I spoke with her as she recognized my attempt to speak in her native language. And although I did not speak perfectly, she really appreciated the fact that I valued her culture and language enough to attempt rather than just to assume that she would cater to me and speak in English. This demonstrated to me that small acts really go a long way when it comes to respecting others and their culture. And while you may never be able to truly do everything when it comes to that, you can always do something small to show that you are respectful and considerate of who they are and what their culture is like. The primary thing I learned about myself, other than just, about the world in general from this challenge, is that I would really like to improve my language abilities in a language other than English. And although I was capable of speaking a few words to a number of individuals in French, I was by no means capable of carrying on a full conversation. For instance, I asked a woman where the bathroom was inside of the train station, où est les toilettes, and she responded by saying something that I have no idea what it was. And so then I resorted to having to ask her tu parles anglais, to which she responded yes and proceeded then to answer my question. And I was so embarrassed by this because I had attempted to utilize another language, yet had failed to do so completely. But overall, I think this challenge really reiterated to me the importance of being bilingual, or at least being able to speak a little bit of a number of languages. And over the course of this trip, I've been made highly aware of the fact that many individuals in Europe and throughout the world speak a variety of languages, yet I can only speak one. And this has really encouraged me to work towards either improving my French language abilities or to learning Spanish, as this is the primary language that is spoken in the US that is other than English. In general, this hour alone in the study abroad program as a whole have really made me more culturally aware and appreciative of others' willingness to learn multiple languages and of their culture and language overall, which ultimately relates to one of my primary goals for this trip, which is to be more appreciative of diversity and to be more culturally aware.